Liz Lay with SWOSUathletics.com here with SWOSU wide receiver Brad Smithey. Thank you for sitting down with me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Alrighty, congratulations on the win last week against Arkansas Tech.
Appreciate that.
Alrighty, so we're just going to jump right in and get to know you. So last year you had an injury on your left shoulder, correct?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that and what that recovery was like for you and kind of getting back to this season.
It was different for me because I've never really missed a football game in my life, so watching that second half of the season really kind of ate at me and made me, I guess, that much more hungry.
Right.
And I mean, the recovery, there's really not much you can do about a broken collarbone besides sit and wait.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, once it healed, I tried to actually play the last game versus my brother because it was the last time I was ever going to get to play him.
Right.
And actually re-broke it then. So it pushed me back another like 6 weeks, and then by the time spring semester came around, I was ready to roll.
Right. I hear a lot of times that when athletes get injured, it's more about the mental comeback than it is for the physical comeback because, you know, your body's going to heal itself. And mentally, it's kind of like getting back in there, trying to see if you can play the way you used to play. Did you struggle with that more mentally, or do you think physically you were just really having a hard time getting back to where you were?
I think it was more physical, just getting your body back ready, because I couldn't lift for, I think, 10 weeks. I couldn't even lift a weight. So getting back in it mentally, because I've never been really the scared type to play, so it was more physical for me.
Right. And you just touched on the last game of the season last year was against your brother. Talk a little bit about what that was like for you. Was it fun because it was your brother, or was it competitive because it's your brother? Did you have bets? Like what? Well, don't say if you had bets, but what was that like for you?
I mean, it was a great experience. I mean, not very many people in this world can say, hey, I played my brother in college football. You know?
Right.
So that's why it really meant a lot to me to at least try to play that last game. I lasted 13 plays, I think.
Right.
I mean, like I said, it was a great experience, and it was awesome. It was fun. We never really got into too much trash talking, which is surprising for me and him because we're real competitive.
Right.
I mean, like I said, it was just an awesome experience.
Awesome. And then 2 months later, in January of 2013 of this year, your brother got picked up here as a graduate assistant. What was that? Was that exciting for you? Were you kind of nervous because at this point he would kind of be a coach more or less for you? Was that exciting or anything?
At first I was wondering how I was going to handle him yelling at me, you know, and I'm not being able to yell back.
Right.
But it's been it was real exciting just to have, you know, family in the area, to be able to just to go over to his house, hang out with him and Cassie, his wife. So it's been pretty cool.
That's exciting. So talk a little bit about your goals personally for the season. How do you think the season is going for the team first, and then for you, and then what are some goals that you're kind of trying to accomplish before the season ends this year?
So this year's team, we just have a completely different feel than the last 3 years I've been here.
Right.
Last few years, it's kind of like you go into the game like, oh, I'm wondering if we're going to win. This year, we have no doubt in our mind, like, we're going to win. And we're going to do everything we can to prepare and get ready to win. And that's just one thing that a lot of us have noticed about this team. We just got the leadership to do it. And I mean, it's going to be an awesome season for us.
And personally, any goals?
And personally, I mean, I don't understand how you wouldn't have the goal of being a receiver, not want to be the best receiver in the nation.
Right.
And I mean, you know, All-American, all that just runs through my mind when I think of personal goals.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sitting down with me today. I had a great time getting to know you. And congratulations on the win last week, and good luck this week.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Liz.
All right, bye-bye.
John Liddle here for SWOSUathletics.com, talking with SWOSU linebacker Kale Sawatzky after Southwestern's big win last week over Arkansas Tech. Bulldogs looking to go 3-0 as they go to Southern Arkansas this week. Kale, 2-0 now on the season, and I think the defense was really the story of the second half of last week's game. Is there anything you guys felt like you did differently physically out there, or things just working a little bit better for you in the second half?
Well, all right, so Coach Elton was talking to us at halftime, and they just had kind of got behind us. They seemed like they were making every single pass just on point, just perfect ball. But a couple of our leaders stepped up, and we knew we were going to be the most conditioned team. We knew we weren't going to be tired, and that last 30 minutes we were going to go get it.
You know, a lot's been made of 9 returning starters for the defense. Obviously, that helps a bunch. But you guys have had some dudes coming in there, some even redshirt freshmen, that have spelled some of your starters. And really, there hasn't been much of a drop-off. I think of Gentry Rogers. I think of Clinton Horn. I think of some of the guys like that. In the front seven, how good is it to have some guys stepping up there?
Oh, it's huge. It's at the linebacker spot, we are just stacked, and the D-line, and we have 8 or 9 guys who can come in on the D-line and just play great. And when you can keep fresh legs in, when you can keep players that aren't tired, that can make a huge difference.
No doubt about that. So the Arkansas Tech win makes you 2-0. First time SWOSU's been 2-0 since back in 2007. 3-0. It's been a lot longer than that. Since 1992,
Wow.
Since the Bulldogs were 3-0. So just generically against SAU this week, what do you feel like it's going to take?
It's going to take a hard week of practice, and we're just going to have to keep focused on the prize. I always say when I break the huddle out to stay hungry. I mean, you just have to keep it on your mind all the time, and we just have to want it.
How have you guys shown that, and how have your teammates shown that over the course of the spring, into the summer, with any kind of summer program you guys did, and then into fall practice on a week-by-week basis to stay hungry? What have been the things you've done to do that?
Really, it just falls kind of on leadership. You know, we have a very good number of guys on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball that just are tired of waiting around anymore. I mean, we've got some old guys that have been here for 4 years. This is my 3rd season to play, and we're just ready to kind of make some noise.
Southern Arkansas, a team that comes in after really bouncing back last week. They are 1-1. They have scored 50 points a game. What are the challenges that they present offensively that you guys are going to have to deal with?
Well, they have a very good quarterback, and we have to do a good job in our secondary and linebackers as well to just contain him, and then also contain that we stop the run first, and then we'll force him to pass, and hopefully we can do a good job.
Kale, thanks for your time. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
That is Kale Sawatzky, SWOSU linebacker here for SWOSUathletics.com. Remember, SWOSU goes to Southern Arkansas coming up Saturday. If you can't make the trip, make sure to listen to us on 95.5. The Coyote, the pregame show starts at 5 o'clock, and the kickoff is at 6 as the Bulldogs look to go to 3-0.